What's up, traders? This is Marco. We have the 1st of September. It's Friday. I have another bar by bar for you today. And in front of you, you can see the 2000 ES tick chart. I'm trading with the Ninjatrader trading platform. And the only indicator that I'm using is the 21 EMA, which is this pink line here. And I'm using only pure price action to find high probability setups on the chart. And I'm coming to the PC around 7:30 in the morning. And this is what I see. Prices are trending strongly above the EMA. You can see how prices are pushing above and cannot break it. So I was trying with this channel here. I think this looks pretty nice. You can see how prices fit in neatly. We have a couple of confirmations each side. And now we are getting a second entry long here. Price made a new high, first entry, second entry. But notice there is a news event at 7:30 and this is pretty much 7:25. So it's a question how you in general consider news trading or short before news trading. There is a second entry here, right of the key entry point, right of the EMA, but especially pre-market, markets can move very slow. And I'm not sure if 5 minutes are enough to get out of this trade, because you can see the reaction after that. We get this huge spike down and then all the way up again. And when you are in a trade, there is no guarantee that they will stop you out. You can get a very bad slippage and stop out here. So notice, like whenever you trade, there are no news events around that. If you think that 5 minutes before the news is good enough, then you can take this trade here. It's a bit congestive, but with the context, with this uptrend here and right of the EMA, right of the key entry point, I think it's okay to take a long here, second entry long. And prices are pushing higher here. It's unclear if we have a break here already. Ideally, I would like to see a close out of the channel to count it as a valid break. And prices leaving the channel now and breaking it. So we have our break here. There is a shorter term channel working lower. So too early to take anything. But here we get a potential second entry long. You can see prices made a new high here. First entry pullback. I think second entry would be triggered here already. So
order filled.
Potentially like a third entry
Order
already.
cancelled.
So I think it's unclear if we have a break here and already a new high, or if this is the first break. So I would prefer to wait here, because we can always go lower from here as prices made a new high if you consider this as a break. So we're skipping this and waiting. Prices make another attempt and try to make a new high. So by now, I think this channel here played out. So I'm careful with any more longs. If you then consider this here, this is the potential, because we get another second entry long. You can see prices made a new high, first entry pullback, second entry. Also, we're testing this support here for the third time. What I don't like about this candle, it's 16 ticks. If we close like closer here, like lower to its support, then I would feel better entering a trade here. But entering a trade after 17 ticks, so your stop loss is like 18 ticks if you take it one tick below the signal bar, then it's pretty aggressive. And I'm not sure if you want to risk this after we had the break and new high in place already. But yeah, very aggressive. You can think about this, or you try with some limit order. But I think it's moving way too far here. I would like to see it much closer to the support. Not sure. Yeah, you would be triggered. No stop out here, and you would be out of the trade already. But yeah, like it's a high risk bar with 18 ticks. So you have to consider this. Prices are moving within this range here. You can see they even made a new high here. So surely this channel is played out now. and we're moving in the range, and within ranges we want to see entries at the range low or at the range high back inside the range. We are not trading breakouts, at least not like first breakouts, because most breakouts fail. Of course, at a later point when we had a breakout like either side or something, then we can consider, or if there's a very strong move to the up or downside, then as well. But usually in ranges we are fading the breakouts. But right now here's no signal bar going to the top, bouncing off, cannot reach the range low here, and now breaking the range. So this could be a failed breakout here, but what I don't like is we have this shorter term channel here in play. There's no real close of it outside. So also we're making a new high here. No, it's pretty much the same high as this one. But still, like, the shorter term channel is in play. Maybe if we closed here perfectly on its low, then to consider, but this like strong bullish bars scare me a bit to take a short, but it would have worked. And you can see prices are breaking to the low side now. So exactly this has happened, like what I explained before, breaking to the top side, breakout fails, and then prices are moving lower now back inside the range. And with this strong move here to the low side, you can see the order of bearish bars following to each other. This is a sign for me that something has changed, and right now I would not fade a breakout here because prices moved way too far away. So we can draw our shorter term channel here. You can see prices are trending lower and finding some support here. Cannot take a short here that far away from the EMA, so we have to wait a bit. This is also the first break of the shorter term channel here, the first break, and we have a retest of the low and trending lower here. Now I can see there is some resistance coming up here. You can see prices tested this high for the first time. Price made this high here, tested it for the first time, here the second time. But this is an inside bar of this bull bar. So if, for example, we ticked a bit higher and closed like here, I would feel confident in trying a short because we have a triple test then here. But with this, I think I cannot take, because it's an inside bar of this, so prices could turn, make a new high, and then go lower. So we'll just wait here. But what I can see is some potential channel, maybe something like this. Then we would have the first break, a new low already. And prices clearly find some support around this level here. Can see how prices go back and forth. And now I must say I like a bigger channel much more, like this one. Can see. Still, I would not consider taking a short trade here because it's right into the support and it moved far below the EMA. So it's also congestion here around this area. I think it's way too risky, so we wait and see if prices give us something else. First entry short only, but same story, far below the EMA. Would like to see it much closer. And we get our second entry potential here, but I don't like the signal bar. Now a second entry would have been triggered. Now we get a new lower high here, but this looks very congestive. Now you can see like 1, 2, 3, like 4 bars are stacked up here. Like pretty much each of them is a doji. So I really don't trust when prices are stacked like this. And we're going higher here a bit, pushing strongly higher above the EMA. Technically, this is the first break of this downtrend channel here. So I would like to see a retest of the low, which is coming here now. We're pushing lower, pushing below the EMA, having a pullback, and there's a continuation of the push lower. So this could be a retest of the low. We are not making a new low here, but definitely I would count it as a retest of the low. So this channel here could be played out. And right now, when the bias is not very clear, all we can do is waiting and see what prices are giving us. Prices push above the EMA now. And you can see like the structure is like not very clear, like pushing back and forth. So it looks like a range now when prices go above the EMA, below, above, this typical range behavior. But now prices go above the EMA, and it seems that we can stay above the EMA because this is now the third pullback here. This is the first pullback, second pullback, third pullback. So if EMA can hold, maybe we can look for some uptrend and in general for long trades. And maybe there is already some uptrend working. If we connect like this, that looks pretty nicely, I must say. And we get a potential second entry long. You can see prices made a new high, first entry, pullback, second entry. The problem about this setup is that we are a bit above the EMA. I would like to see it closer at the EMA and not that far above. So if you are an aggressive trader, you can consider the second entry long here. And the reason for that, it's right of our key entry point. The key entry point is the channel support. But yeah, it's flying a bit above the EMA, but there is enough room to the last highs, at least for a scalp. So please consider this as a aggressive setup. I think I would not take it at this point, but I knew some of you guys like the more aggressive ones. You wrote me a couple of times that I should mention more aggressive setups as well. So here is one. And prices go higher along the key entry point, pushing higher here, strongly higher. And we are breaking the channel for the first time. And there is another potential second entry long here. I must say I like the signal bar and is the first break of this channel. And we have a break of this shorter term channel. You can see if, let me draw this a bit better. If I draw it like this, you can see prices are breaking the channel and making a new low here. So I think this trade is okay to take. We also have two visual legs back to the EMA. This is the first leg, pullback, second leg. So it's a clear second entry long. The risk is fine with 7 ticks. So this is the trade to take. I really like this trade. You would be into the trade and already out with a scalp. A runner would have not survived. And now it starts to look a bit congestive here. So maybe there is some range working. Breaking out of this range. And we're going lower. So this channel broke here. Prices tried to make a new extreme but failed and going lower from here. So we can try to find this channel structure. This looks pretty good to me right now. Then we would have a first break here already. Right now the bias is to the short side. It's a bit mixed because I still hope for a retest of this channel to a new high. But you always must trade what the market is giving you. and with this pushes lower here below the EMA, I think there will be no retest anymore. This is too strong bearish here. Getting a lower high, we cannot enter this so far below the EMA, it's way too far. Waiting now, and maybe even there is a bigger channel, something like this could be. According to this, we have a new low here, first entry, second entry short. I must say, honestly, I played like this channel first, and according to this, we had a break, a couple legs to a new low, and then taking a short here. I think it's risky, but if you saw this channel and you're fast with adjusting it, then you see it's a clear second entry short right of the key entry point, right of the EMA. We also have this shorter term channel working higher with a break new high. So everything is on your side to play this as a second entry short. So if you saw this channel earlier than me, you can take it like this. And if you had the channel the way I played it, then yeah, you must think about if it's okay to enter short here or if it's too aggressive because we had already a new low in place. But yeah, depends how you had your channel. I didn't have it like this, so I didn't take it. And now prices go sideways here a bit, but we are pushing lower and lower with a potential overshoot of the channel. You can see it. Here's a potential overshoot. Maybe if we increase it a bit more, then this could still count as being part of the channel. But at this drop lower here, we will have for sure an overshoot. So this channel here overshot at this point, and after an overshoot, we are looking for a break of the structure, and prices go higher here a bit. We're moving within this range right now. At least this is how it looks like. So I would not enter a short right now because simply I'm not sure what's going on. Because we had this overshoot. After an overshoot, I would like to see a break of the structure. And we're moving along this range back and forth. But also like to the long side, there's nothing that I really like. This candle here is too huge and it's entering in the middle of the range. I think there's not enough space to speculate for a scalp. And now finally we are approaching our channel line here. And this is very interesting now because at this point I was thinking, well, what if the channel looks like this? Because you can see the midline is fitting nicely here. Prices go along the midline. Then we had a test of the channel support line here. Prices got rejected and going sideways back to our key entry point. What I like about this one here, we have a triple test. So prices made a new high here, tested it once, going lower here, tested it twice. This is a very bearish bar. If you compare the bars before, then this is clearly bearish. So there could be an indication that prices will go lower from here. I agree that it looks congestive if you see it like this. But then if you consider we have a new low here, first entry short, pull back second entry short, and it's off our key entry point. So this is again about your perspective. If you want to stay and keep this channel here with an overshoot, then I would say, okay, maybe we are not taking this because after an overshoot follows a break of the structure. But if you take this range in consideration, and the range right now is the dominant pattern because prices move within this range since we we came down here. If you consider the range, then we have this triple test, we have a potential second entry short, then it's worth really to consider. And if you have the channel like this and you think this is right, then I would definitely say, okay, prices came back to our key entry point, so we can take a short here. A few of you were wondering how was the thinking process here. So really it's some of those trades that you really have to think about what is the best in this situation. If you played it like this, then maybe not. If it's like this, then I think yes. And if you just play the range, then I also think yes, because after triple test, this range here is being respected, this range high, and after that prices go lower. And indeed, we're going lower here. There's a lower high here, but I would not take this. It's right into the support. So I think this is way too aggressive. And prices breaking out of this range here, coming back, but finding some resistance around the EMA. So we are pushing lower and lower. And by this point, I think it was right to play the channel like this, not as an overshoot, but as part of the channel, because you can see prices move lower and lower and lower. And usually after an overshoot, you see prices go sideways here, breaking the channel and then going sideways more or even reversing. But instead, we're finding some resistance at this level here and prices go lower and lower. So I think this can be treated as a bigger channel. Prices go lower, much lower. You can see how much we fall here. There is a higher low, but in general, this looks like congestion, and I don't feel confident taking along in such a strong down movement. So I would skip this here. Prices go more sideways. And now I think you can even draw this mini range. And now prices coming back to our channel line, touching it, and we would like to see direction of our key entry point. You can see there's no clear rejection of it. Like this bar is an inside bar of this. So taking also in consideration that you have a shorter term channel working higher here, we might break the channel now. Another bar with indecision. If it was valid here, then prices would reject off this level and go lower. But after this many tests, prices are losing steam. You can see it also here. Prices tested this level, coming back, and now we are not able to come back and test this level again. And usually when this happens, prices will break the structure, and we are breaking the structure at this point. Also the shorter term channel here, you can see it's working higher, break new high. So this shorter term channel played out, and this is the first break of this big downtrend here. So technically we are still waiting for retest of the lows. You can see prices going lower here, and this is already live price action. So yeah, I must say, very interesting day. It depends a lot how you drew your channels today, because if you drew it like different, then you come to different decisions. This is the whole trading day. You can see the spike up during the overnight, then some range. We had to drop lower, break, retest of the lows, spike up, break. No real succeeding a retest here, failing the retest and going strongly lower with the first break. So ideally you would like to see a retest about this lows here. There were a couple of trades that we're speaking about, some aggressive ones. But yeah, in general, this is the trading day so far. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like the video and subscribe if you haven't. And we will put some more content for you guys for the next week. So Taylor and Toby both are doing something, so you can looking forward to this. I wish you a great weekend and speak to you next week. Thank you guys.